Big Blue Thumb Productions presents the Podlie Podcast. Here's your hosts, Podlie Bill, Podlie Cliff, and Podlie Paul.
And hello, everybody. Welcome. Epi 181. I had to think about that.
You had to think about that, yeah.
181.
I know.
I was hesitating.
Is it 181 already?
181 episodes.
I love it, eh? Kat Rollick, first to show up, and she writes this. She says, "Ooh, I'm not late to the party today. Woohoo!" You're not, Kat. So 3,500 points.
Putting the emphasis on partay.
There we go.
Partay.
So 3,500 points for the young Kat. There we go.
There you go.
Rollick, I love your last name. That's awesome.
Nobody else is here yet. Maybe they got rained out or something.
Bunch of bastards.
Yeah. Didn't like that.
There's no hockey game. What's going on?
There's
No hockey game, no excuse.
no hockey to watch tonight for sure. So, but anyway, here we are. We're back. Last episode, it was just Cliff and I because Paul was busy that evening.
My fault.
And so Cliff and I were on here chatting away with all of you for an hour. And,
We were
What'd you talk about, yo? What'd you talk about?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we talked about to our
We talked about Paul.
Yeah,
Of course.
That's really what the whole hour was about.
Of course.
Was Paul wearing high heels and his maid uniform and all that kind of stuff. So,
Nicole!
hello there, Nicole.
It's what you call an epic
William
weekend.
Kirkland.
An epic entry from Nicole's Epic Meals. By the way, 2,500 points, Nicole.
Yeah.
William T. Well,
You never awarded Kat any points.
I did. I offered.
Oh, did you?
You did.
Oh, I
3,500
missed
points.
it.
And
There you
Nicole's 2,500. William Kirkland, the man with the best handle, William James Kirkland. Well, buddy, you're to 1,500, my friend.
Kat, just so that you know, 3,500 points. I'm not sure if you've ever been awarded 3,500 points before, but don't spend that all in one place.
That's
Thank you
right.
very much.
Yeah.
Spread it around. Spread it around.
Or what I would suggest, just bank them.
Bank them.
Bank them.
Bank them till next time, because you never know when,
That's
when you
right.
might need those points.
Yeah,
Or,
and we
again, nothing.
and we had an accountant named Laura, but she has since deserted us. All right,
Yeah.
which a lot of accountants do once they get in trouble. So I'm suspecting that she's in some sort of trouble
She's obviously used her points for the wrong
for
thing.
the wrong reasons.
Yeah, those points that she
She's always
got are-
used for the wrong bloody reasons.
We're going to have to send out the Podlie auditor.
That's right, the podlog.
The potter.
Podlie auditor?
The
auditor?
Pod auditor?
Podly auditor.
Yeah,
The pod auditor.
to check out what she's done with those points. But anyway, no, I think so. Last show, you and I we talked to our viewers, asking
Yep.
all sorts of questions about the podcast, like time and day and subjects. And
What'd y'all come up with, yo?
and so we haven't really. We had some really good ideas from everybody that was on. Nicole says they have no idea what Laura's up to. She says
Right,
we have no
Nicole.
idea what she's doing. So
Yeah.
neither do we, because she's not here.
It's unbelievable.
But anyway, we also talked about possibly making a time change. So maybe I have to go away to a work conference here, but maybe when I get back, we can try that. We were looking at maybe doing a later start.
Yeah, but wait a minute though. Why don't we just wait for daylight savings?
Well, I have to wait till the fall now.
Because if we change it now, we got to change it back.
We're
in
gonna
2
change it
months
back.
anyways.
So wait for the
Back.
so
I
wait for
never
the
thought about that. Good idea, Cliff. Okay,
Thank you.
I just said take it all back.
What was the consensus from all the questions?
Well,
that
I
you were
tell you
asking?
what, there was a couple of ideas thrown out, and actually, as a matter of fact, Kat was here, and there was a couple of ideas thrown out. Number one, make it to an hour and a half, starting at 8, because a lot of people can't get on at 8,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. And then when they show up at 8:30, I give them a hard time saying it's about time to
A
show up.
lot of y'all can't get on at 8. A lot of us can't get on at 8 sometimes too. So
anyway-
I get that.
Yeah, so then, Kat was mentioning that 8 for her is good, but then other people were mentioning that 8:30 would be better. Yada, yada, yada. And then Bill and I were talking about it. I can't remember if it was on the podcast or after the fact, but nonetheless, we're saying, okay, well, if people are saying an 8 o'clock start is not good for some, and an 8:30 start would be better. And then there are some people saying that, hey, wait a minute, I can't get on until 8:30, yada, yada, yada. Bill and I were thinking, well, what if we started at 8:30 and go to 9:30 instead?
Yeah.
As opposed to an hour and a half, because an hour and a half might be too long.
And I know there were certain people, and it might have been William, who said 8:30 was too late for him because he has to be up really early in the morning, so he goes to bed early. So it just depends. But if you do,
But then he can, let's say, catch a half an hour. And then the people that can't show up at 8 but show up at 8:30, they catch a half. I don't know what the answer is.
Donna May, haven't seen you in a long time. Good evening to you as well.
Evening, Donna May. And look what she says. She says, good evening, Paul, Bill, and Cliff. Looking good. Awesome. Thank you very much. We knew that.
It's my jersey, isn't it?
It's
That has a lot to do with it. I'm not going to lie. That has a lot to do with it.
Thanks, Donna.
From the neck down, you're sexy, Bill.
Oh, thanks, Cliff. Paul.
I'm too sexy for this shirt. Too sexy for this shirt.
Careful, that's pointy.
How about them damn Oilers? Hey, they're always going to make it hard and tough, but this time around, hey, it's nice to be in the final after how many? 18 years.
18 years, and then it's been like 31 years since a Canadian team has actually won the Stanley Cup.
I think it's about time, I'd say.
So it's about.
I would
about
say.
time, yeah.
By the way, if there are any Canadians out there that are not cheering for the Oilers in this Stanley Cup playoff, let me tell you something. I'm going to find you. I'm going to hunt you down, and then I'm going to drape one of these shirts all over you.
Couple of shout outs from our nation's capital today in the House of Commons as well about our Edmonton Oilers, which I heard.
Really? I thought they hate us in our nation's capital.
No, I heard video of it. I heard audio of it.
Yeah, surprising. I actually heard Vancouver fans are cheering for the Oilers.
Yes.
As well.
You have my
And
respect.
I actually saw some clips from the PGA Canadian Open was in Hamilton this past weekend, and there was video clips there of the crowd starting to do a "Go Oilers" chant before the game started.
Wow.
At the Open in Hamilton.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, question to you then, Bill and Cliff. In 1990, I want to say it was 94. No, I'm wrong. When was the Calgary-Montreal final when Montreal won?
I was going to say 2021.
No, it wasn't
Calgary-Montreal.
Calgary-Montreal. I think it was it
I'm not sure.
Calgary-Tampa?
I would have to Google that. Year.
I forget. No, 2004. It was 2004. It was Tampa. It was Calgary. Calgary lost. Did you jump on the Calgary bandwagon?
Yes.
I did too.
I
did too.
I am a Canadian. I loathe, and hear me right. I loathe the abs. Okay, Montreal. I absolutely detest them for whatever reason. Don't know why. It's somewhere in the back of my head. This is where it is. But if they're in they're the last Canadian team, I'm voting for them.
I'm with you. Now,
Because they're Canadian. I have a hierarchy, right? Edmonton, and then
everybody else.
Everybody else. But last one would be Calgary. Second last one would be Calgary, and last one would be
Montreal.
Montreal.
So here's a funny thing to do with hockey that I saw
Wait a
today.
minute. Funny haha or funny?
We're about to find out.
More of I kind of call it funny, but so in this year's playoffs, so we've played, we opened up against LA, then Vancouver, and we got rid of Dallas.
Right.
Each one of those three teams we beat, each one of them had a member that was on the Calgary Flames on each one of those teams.
Oh.
So we have eliminated 3 teams with 3 Calgary players. So now
Calgary.
we're playing Florida, who has Kachuk, who also was an ex-Calgary Flame.
know-
So they had this little chart up how we defeated all these teams that had Calgary Flames players.
Did everybody hate Kachuk, whatever his name
Bill,
is, when he was in Calgary?
I got to tell you.
Or was it just me?
I gotta
nobody
tell
liked
you,
Kachuk.
I didn't know that about LA having a former Calgary, and you just sweetened the pot for me, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate
we've got
that.
Kachuk.
I was wanting to beat New York, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have a thing on for New York in all kinds of ways. But then when I found out that Kachuk played for Florida, I'm like,
Yeah, that's where he got. That's where.
because I hated him when he was in Calgary.
when he left Calgary, that's where he went. Was off to
The
Florida.
Kachucklehead.
Yeah. By the way, look what Nicole says here.
The Kachucklehead.
Saturday!
The Kachucklehead.
Nicole's Epic Meals. It's Saturday, it's Saturday,
Oh,
it's
I know.
Saturday, it's Saturday. Hello, hello, hello. That's what the Englishman said when he came home and found 3 men in bed with his wife. He said, hello, hello, hello.
So, by the way, Nicole's comment, if you kind of read the whole thing, but she says, "I'll be here no matter what day you guys choose." That's why.
See, Nicole, that's why we love you, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, look who showed up. Laura's here.
Unlike Laura. Oh, hi, Laura. Hi, Laura. How are you?
Wow. Donna May says she was hoping that New York would have been in, and that means they would have had to have beat Florida. But she said,
Yeah, but
I
you
don't
know what?
I don't know, guys. I like that Florida's in because I want to see to your point, I want to see a Kachuk beatdown is what I want to see. I really do. I hate that guy.
And here's one other interesting thing. So we played Florida twice in the regular season. We lost both games, but you know when we lost those? During our slump when we were down toward last
Well,
place.
then there you go.
So Florida hasn't played the Oilers since we've jumped into this huge improved team.
Do you remember his dad, Keith Kachuk?
Yes, I do.
hated that guy too.
Well, his dad.
Oh,
was,
did you?
but
He was a goon,
But
Cliff.
that's what his dad
He was a
That
goon.
the role of the dad was to be a fighter and
Right.
an in-your-face kind of guy.
Yeah.
That's what his job was.
I didn't know. And who did he play for?
I think he was like Chicago. And all. Yeah.
Kachuk played for Arizona.
Yes,
Kachuk played for Arizona.
yes,
I think he retired with Arizona. He played
I do.
for.
I thought he had a stint with the Blackhawks.
I want to say Blackhawks.
Yeah.
I want to say you might be right.
I remember now.
But
Keep
anyway,
it checked.
He was a right goon, buddy.
That was his job, was to get in everybody's face and play dirty, and that's how his sons play. His sons followed in their dad's footsteps, right?
But I don't know. Oh man, when he was in Calgary, I hated him.
Jeremy.
Amen.
Well. If it isn't the Jer.
Yeah. Nicole says, "Thank you, loves. You know how to make my day. I
There we
missed
go.
you guys. Yes, even though that day is not actually today, but we like to say it, right? Right.
Right. What are those
No,
icons?
today's the day.
What are those icons that Amy has on her thing? Hello.
Looks like hand clapping and a smiley face with red cheeks,
I
like
see.
she's blushing.
Cool.
I didn't see that video done of me.
Some odd reason
I didn't see that.
My eyes just didn't
The interview.
focus there.
Donna May says, "Did you watch Florida's interview with Kachuk? He was so big on himself and team being the best."
We're going to kick their ass.
I will give him a little bit of kudos in that when Ben Stelter passed away, he did send a very heartfelt video. I did see that video. Did you see that video?
I saw that video,
and Kachuk did send
Kachuk.
his regards because it does go beyond hockey, 100%.
Kachuk.
So I'll give him that, but
How much-
everything else I hate him.
How many pucks can a Kachuk puck?
Kachuk, that's right.
How many pucks can a Kachuk
Careful now,
puck?
this is a family
If
show.
if a Kachuk could puck pucks.
So having said all that, how's everybody been doing since the last time that we saw you? I know you've been busy.
Oh hell, I'm busy.
You're training. You're back on radio on 880, and
Yeah, been busy. So first off, kudos to my mom. My mom's also been in hospital for the last week.
Oh.
Shite.
Yes, shoulder replacement. Shoulder
Okay.
replacement. She's God love you, Mama. 77 years old. She expected one overnight, and the surgery was last Monday. She just got home today.
Oh,
nice.
So she's a little, beside herself, bored, and just some minor complications.
Should've
But
told her
Mom
to
is
tune
home
in.
today. Wow, that might raise the heart rate even more. But Mom, God love you. I'm glad you're better. I'm glad you're home today. I got a message from Dad. Thank you. And my two boys, 12-year-old birthday tomorrow. Love you, Hannah and Ja. Happy birthday tomorrow. You guys are amazing. Had the weekend. The
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, dear Paul's kids.
Hannah and Ja.
Happy birthday to you too.
Thank you all for that very much. Yeah, my boys. So we had the
That's good.
sleepover birthday. Last kid I heard at 4:30 in the friggin' morning.
Wow.
And I got up before 8 o'clock to make them breakfast and this, that, and the other thing. I'm on low sleep there, sir.
little low sleep, eh?
I'm on low sleep.
Do they
but-
have breakfast pizza pops?
Well, damn near. I made them cinnamon buns, cut them some fruit, and then went back to bed.
Imagine if they had that breakfast pizza pops.
Breakfast
like they had
pizza pops.
scrambled eggs inside or something, eggs and bacon in them. I don't know.
So, thank you, Chai.
Hey, wait a
I got
minute.
your message. Thank you.
Dude, that's like a legit idea.
I just thought.
It is. They do have that. They do have that.
Oh,
Don't tell anybody.
think
Because
they're
we're going to come
very
up with that. That's our own thing.
That's the wrong
We're
thing.
gonna
Bill and I are
yeah.
going to
Jeremy said, "Did you know that the highest scoring brothers in the NHL are the Gretzky brothers? Wayne's brother Brent got 4 points in the NHL. Wayne got 2,857.
I love it. There's a stat, and I can't remember. There's a stat that if you took away all of Gretzky's goals, I think it's goals, not assists. If you took away all of Gretzky's goals, he'd still have the most points all time in the NHL.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is it goals or assists? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one of the stats like that.
Chai says, sending love to your mom.
To your mom.
Thank you, Chai, very much. I will tell her that.
And Laura says she got to meet an Oiler yesterday.
Which Oiler?
Cool story, Laura.
Yeah, Laura.
I'm not going to tell the story. It's your story. Cool story, though.
Okay.
Cool story.
I heard a little bit.
Okay,
about
we'll
this
just
as
all
well.
shut up and wait for her to type it.
Okay, shh.
Come on.
Shh.
Hey, Laura.
We'll do a quick shout out to manual labor.
There we go. Quick shout out to manual labor. I mean, we don't have any of their beers in my hand, but a quick shout out to them anyway.
I've got it. Let me
And you know what the
stretch.
shout out is? Why do I not have any beers in my hand?
There's glare.
It's empty.
There's glare.
By the way, the rumors I'm hearing rumors that the Ravenwood Music Festival labeled manual labor beer will be coming out very shortly.
Yeah.
Right then.
On that note, we haven't heard from Laura, so I guess that story is. How about you, Cliff?
The Oiler, by the way, I'm not telling her the story, but the Oiler was Derek Ryan.
There you go.
There you go.
Cool.
That's all I'm
Mr. Derek Ryan.
And how about you, Mr. Cliff? I know you got a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah. Kind of busy, kind of this, kind of that. Everything. And I mean, yeah, some evening sports shoots, did some soccer shoots, etc., etc., etc.
So what happens July and August for you then?
Well, I'm technically off, but not. Because we'll be doing photographer interviews to hire photographers,
Right.
And then August 12th starts our training. So even though I'm supposed to be off, if my boss is listening, he can tell me that, when we first negotiated this deal that we had, he said, Cliff, it's all about lifestyle. 2 months off in the summer, blah blah blah. Okay, turns out. Okay, but
Got you in there.
but in fairness to him, I volunteered, so it's all good. But other than that, I mean, yeah, the thing. But I tell you what, the story in my life is the weather. Of all the hand-wringing that everybody did, that, oh my God, no rain, we're going to die, the earth is falling, blah, 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 blah. What happens? A month of this shit.
It's been raining lots.
And I can do snow, I can do rain, I can do everything. What I can't do is sunless.
Yep.
This body was designed to need sun.
Good call.
And I tell you what, I need sun, so it affects my it affects my mind, it affects my heart, it affects my
Well, look at your tan.
psyche.
Yeah.
It affects everything. So, all things notwithstanding, the last 3 weeks have been very internally challenging. Boy, let me tell you, that it just grinds. Like, I don't know if everybody's like that, but with me, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of rain, I'm fine with. Snow, I'm fine with. Blah, 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 I'm fine with. It's this cloudy, never-ending, gloomy shit that just takes the living. It just robs me of everything.
Well, we spent money on Jaws baseball.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen a field in weeks.
It's
He hasn't
the
seen
same
a field
with,
in weeks. So to your
With our grandson Beckett, he's supposed to be playing tonight, but he hasn't been. I think he's only been on the field like twice.
Twice, yeah. So I don't know how some people do it. Some people are not really affected by it.
Well,
But
we used to live in Vancouver.
I tell you.
We used to live in Vancouver, so this is winter in Vancouver.
Winter in Vancouver.
Did it affect you? Did you find that? Did you find?
After a while, you just got used to it, and that's how it was, right?
But okay, so you're new in Vancouver. It's overcast, rain. Did you notice that you had a dip in your energy?
Probably on some days when there wasn't, you missed the sun for sure.
Okay, and then what? Did you just stabilize and you went?
I think after a while, you just, like I said, you just
your body
mentally
adapts,
and
right?
physically, you just kind of adapted to it, and that's the way it was. Jeremy says, turns out your boss gets the 2 months off. He's got you working.
Yeah, you know what, Jeremy? I would love it if that was the case, because then I would just, then I could razz the hell out of him, right? Unfortunately, he works harder than I do. So,
by the way, Laura says she got to meet him just outside the arena when he poked his head out of a truck asking if I wanted an autograph, and I was like, yeah. But yes, thanks, Paul. It was Derek Ryan, and he was so excited he made the Stanley Cup playoffs. He was offering his autograph to anyone who passed the truck. LOL.
He's supposed to be an absolute gentleman too, Derek Ryan. I just had a conversation.
I don't know,
with somebody
Laura,
who
was
knew
he
him
an
last
absolute
week.
gentleman?
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. He's supposed to be very nice.
Laura's like, rat, he was an absolute gentleman.
She says, but so exciting that the Oilers are in the playoffs. Yeah, I thought that was why it's fitting I wear my Oilers jersey. The other reason I did wear this is I had a meeting with my job today. I have a Monday meeting, so I thought it'd be fitting because a lot of our people are from down east that I wear this Oilers jersey for those that were on the call that were Maple Leaf
How do they
fans.
feel about it? Are they cheering for?
Well, for the Toronto Maple Leaf fans, I don't know if they're cheering for us.
I was going to say
the rest of the country probably is. Toronto
Thank you
Maple Leaf
again, by
fans
the way.
Seem to have an issue with us, but anyway, Jeremy says, I'm loving the overcast skies, Cliffy. We're definitely opposite sides of the coin. You can have all the hot summer days. I'll take the drizzly ones.
Yeah, and you know what, Jeremy? I know that, but I tell you what, I don't even mind the drizzly ones. I just don't like, 24 hours of darkness.
Yeah.
Every day. That's what really grinds on me, is that 24-hour of darkness. I mean, there were days where it was literally dark out for the whole day.
You wouldn't be able to live up north. Be in the dark all day.
I can live there in summer, but
Yeah.
land of the midnight sun and all that type of jazz.
Laura says, I read this wrong when I first read this comment. She says, apparently he has an amazing hat collection. I thought she said, apparently he has an amazing hot collection. And I- hot what?
Hot what collection?
Collection.
Commas
And
are everything.
Yes, Derek Ryan did play for the U of A.
Oh, did he?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I
did.
think that's probably Laura, why it's maybe a little bit extra special for Derek Ryan getting to the finals. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I guess in the rain, I was going to ask you, have you been out on your bike yet?
Just
the last time,
singing in the rain.
last time I know you told me you rode your bike from the storage place to your driveway.
I did. I did ride it for about 2.5 hours. I went for a spin.
Yeah.
I basically avoided the raindrops.
Was Leslie out on the back?
No, it was just me. It was just me. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I've been out for a few rides.
Funny that you say that. You have a motorbike. You have a, what's it called?
I have
It's called a trike.
Trike. You have a trike. So trikes are still relatively rare on the roads, I would say. A lot more rare than motorbikes.
Than motorbikes, yeah.
Than motorbikes.
Yep.
So here's my point is that I've seen a lot of motorbikes, not a lot of trikes. So every time I'm driving and I see a trike, is that Bill?
Yeah, is that
Is
Bill?
that Bill? Is that Bill and Chai? So I'm doing that. I want you to know I'm doing that.
Hey man, I texted him. I was sitting on 50th Street in Edmonton having a burger, and all of a sudden this silver trike
Yeah.
goes by me, and the leather jacket and this orange shirt was coming out the bottom.
Yeah.
I could have swore it was Bill. I texted him. I'm like, "Hey, dude, did you just pass
You
me on
just passed
50th
me.
Street, right?"
Yeah, and I texted him back saying, no, I'm actually at home. We're at home.
So,
My
but I
wife-
could have swore because it looked like you. You had kind of similar
Yeah.
build and everything, and it's got and the silver trike. And you know, some of your jackets, how the shirt comes out at the bottom. It was also like, I'm like, that's Bill for sure.
So then, gentlemen, do you guys do mostly urban riding in the city, or do you guys mostly, I guess by virtue of you being out here, you do mostly rural?
Well, I ride
And do
in-
you do mostly Leduc, or are you rural?
No, I see the bike's an issue though, Paulie. I have a cruiser.
Okay.
And the cruiser is designed for pavement.
I didn't
Right?
know. I
Now I
didn't know
did
that.
buy
Okay.
an adventure bike.
Okay.
I haven't ridden it yet. It's a long story, somewhat painful. But I haven't ridden it yet. But I do have an adventure bike that I bought to ride on gravelies and trails and all. But a cruiser bike is not designed for gravel. You don't actually want to be on gravel if you can manage not to be on gravel.
Yeah,
It's not designed for it.
And mine's not designed for gravel either, per se. Other
But-
than I have a gravel road exiting from my house. But,
Yeah.
But you have three wheels. That makes a
Yeah,
big difference.
it does. And I take it into, I do ride it into town. That's where I've done. I've actually done more riding. Chai's only been on the bike with me twice. Yesterday, she was on. We went out to a greenhouse east of where we live.
Oh, nice.
Like a rural greenhouse. So we rode out there.
The one right on Highway 14?
There's one on, the one on
Yeah,
Highway
yeah,
14,
yeah.
And then we ride like around the country. But she hasn't been into town on the bike. I've been into town on the
that
bike
right?
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple times. And yeah, so, but anyway,
See-
terrain like this, it makes it a little bit tougher.
Makes it tough. Yeah. Jeremy says greenhouses are the best. Jeremy,
Yes.
you got it, my friend. One of my favorite pastimes. And I've introduced a lot of people actually to greenhouses. My friend Olivia, I got her hooked on plants and greenhouses because I took her there one time. We were not, she was not feeling a little bit under the weather. And so I told her, well, I'll take you someplace where you'll feel better. So I took her to the greenhouse, bought her coffee, blah, blah, blah. It's one of my shticks. If I'm hanging with somebody, if I like them, I'll take them to a greenhouse. It's one of those. It's one of those things. Well, no, because I think it's life, right? I mean, it's the one thing you walk into a greenhouse and it's life.
I just
meeting-
like the feel of the humidity and
Yeah.
everything when you walk into
That's
the
what I
greenhouse
like.
and the whole-
And the
beautiful.
smell. And the smell.
and it's life meeting
Love the
life.
smell.
That's what I like, right? So
Yeah. It's nice. even on a
Am I
cool
missing a
winter day
joke? Am I missing a joke? The 3-letter greenhouse MDG?
Or something.
or something.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you got that, Cliffy, from Jeremy?
I'm not sure
no,
what
I-
that is either, Jeremy.
No, no idea. Anyways,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's good we got a lot of people on here tonight watching that we can see. So what are we at? Wow.
I don't know. The fact of the matter is, some people who are on here are not commenting, and that's okay. But if you do comment, then we can see you. That's the deal.
Then we can see you. So,
Yeah.
But yeah. And me? Yeah, I've been really busy the past
I was going to
while
ask you,
as
how's
well.
Ottawa?
Ottawa was really good. Very busy. We opened a brand new
oh, did
building.
you?
New building,
Yeah,
yeah.
our company has moved from the existing that they're in, and they bought this building. So it had to all be renovated. So we went for a big grand opening, and
Cool.
it's a really nice space, very nicely done. Lots of warehouse space, office space is really cool, and
Right.
kitchen area it's really nicely done.
Very cool.
So we did that, meetings throughout the days, and lots of playtime and fun time.
So you
and,
did have lots of play.
yeah, at 2:30 in the afternoon there, they have an alcohol fridge in the warehouse that opens up, and everybody gets to get their drinks, and
It's a terrible idea.
that's what happens. So, but yeah, busy with that, and of course, Chai is busy. We have a new space that we're starting renovations on for the Briar Patch.
For the Briar
So,
Patch, yeah.
we had to be in there demoing walls. That was all done, and now I think concrete guys were in there scanning the floor today.
Oh, cool.
'Cause
wow.
The floor has to be cut into for new plumbing. So.
So you're what, 50% done renos? You're
No.
75? What do you?
All the demo was done, but the actual renovations are just getting underway.
Getting started, getting started.
So it's got another 2.5 months of work here before to get it all done.
And you're gone on Friday.
Yes.
You're gone on
Vegas.
Friday.
So
You're gone on
Okay,
Friday.
but here's the problem, though. Right?
Vague ass.
It says what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? So, Bill, the bottom line is, dude, you can't happen in Vegas. Okay, you can go to Vegas, but you just
But
can't
we're just
happen.
not going to hear about it.
But you just can't happen, right? You know that speaking about tragically hip, we were talking downstairs about tragically hip, looking for a place to happen.
Yeah.
Bill, make sure that's not Vegas.
it can't
Just don't
be-
happen
can't-
there.
It can't be Vegas.
Because if you happen there, you're gonna have to stay there.
How was Vegas, Phil?
So
Good.
the wedding I'm going to, I won't be able to talk about. That's why I'm going early.
Right.
And then conference next week. So, but hey, the thing I heard today, and I was mentioning just before you got here to Paul. So the forecast in Vegas for that weekend, 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
You like
Can you imagine?
they're on a heat-
talk about Vancouver.
They're on a heat wave. So
Okay.
I was talking to the young gentleman today who's getting married on Saturday. We're going to his wedding. So the wedding is at 8 p.m.
It's gonna be a nude wedding, right?
It should be. It's a really nice outdoor venue. They're getting married at 8 p.m. in the evening. The forecast is for 39 degrees Celsius.
Holy Christ!
You talk about Vancouver being overcast and you can't live with that. I'm with you. I love the heat. I love the sun, but that is too bloody hot, man.
No, thanks. I'll stay here. Thank you very much.
Oh,
So,
that is too
I know
bloody
we were,
hot.
We were there in Vegas because this conference I go to alternates. So last year it was Orlando, the year before Vegas. So Vegas at that time was about 113. So when you're walking on even in rubber sandals, it feels like your feet are melting. to the pavement.
Melted. Oh, yeah.
Like literally, it
Oh, yeah.
feels like you're sticking. James is with us here tonight. He says Vegas changed
Well,
their
well,
slogan
well.
to what happens here only happens here. But then he says, but I'm not commenting. Yeah, Jeremy, it's going to be a very, very toasty time.
Yeah, and Jeremy
that
says,
night.
"Ugh, that's gross." Well, it is kind of gross, dude. I mean, hey, you know me, I like heat, but come on, you know,
So-
29 degrees, I'm okay with. You know,
I'm the same. So in 39, what are some survival mechanisms that you guys have come up with?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning and pool. Yeah.
Well, even the pool.
Even the pool. You're,
even the pool. Everybody into the
sun.
pool.
We
Yeah.
do a company pool day when we're there, just before the conference. So everybody hangs the owner gets all these cabanas booked, and we hang out at the pool. We're not doing it all day this year because it's going to be too
'cause it's
hot.
too hot.
So we're just doing it in the morning because it's going to be probably by 9 a.m. It'll be already in the low 30s.
Yeah.
And then from there it just goes up. By mid-afternoon we'll hit that 118, 119 mark is what it's sounding like.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's an extreme heat wave that they're getting hit with over the next.
Jeremy says if I want heat, I'll turn the broil on in my oven and stick my face in.
Well, we're going to be the thing with Vegas. We're staying Fremont, which is downtown Vegas, at the Golden Nugget for the weekend, just because that's where the wedding party is staying. It's not where the wedding is, but we're staying there, and then we're moving over to the Flamingo, which is where the company's staying, starting on the Monday. Being on the Strip, the one good thing is the hotels are large, but they're pretty close together, so you don't have to be outside too much. You can kind of get in and stay in the air conditioning.
And stay in the air
Yeah.
conditioning.
So you're not in that 120 degree heat for too long of a time.
Of a time, yeah.
Kind of in and out. But anyway, Amy says, Jeremy says, my survival technique for 39 is
Don't
not to
go.
Just don't go. Just
Well,
don't go.
kind of have to. It's a work trip.
Yeah,
So,
work.
Amy, if you want to know how hot,
Yeah.
go to the Philippines where it's plus 45 and 88 to 90% humidity.
Amy, I felt the same in central China when I was there. It was probably close to 50, and the humidity is it sucks the oxygen
Just
from
like
your lungs.
sitting in a sauna. Eh?
Oh, it's just
The
I
thing with
sympathize.
Vegas is it's real dry heat too.
Right,
As soon
right.
as you step into it, it just hits you
It
right
just
in the
hits you,
face.
right? Yeah,
And it's just,
yeah.
oh, Jeremy says the Philippines lovely in monsoon
Monsoon season.
Here he likes the wet weather. That's what we're getting.
And Jeremy, the difference, so I'll tell you this, my friend. like I grew up in an area that had monsoon season, right? And the fact of the matter is we used to go play in the rain. And I loved it. But the fact of the matter is the rain is warm. Over here, you go to play in the rain, you'll freeze your you-know-what's off, right? I mean, so monsoon season, at like, you know, where I grew up, monsoon season, when monsoon season started, I'm with you. It was like, yay! Right? We go play in the rain. And, well, as kids, we used to run naked through the rain, right? That was just what we did, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk actually about music and rain here in a second, but look at the clock there.
Holy, how fast it goes. I tell you. Well, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't said this in a while, but good evening and welcome to the middle of the podcast.
It's been a while.
The reason I brought up rain and music is outdoor concerts.
Oh, right.
So I was recently just watching some video of Metallica, actually. They were just doing a show. This might have been in Texas. I can't remember.
Was it a
exactly what
recent
city
show?
it was. Very recent. And the sky just opened.
Yeah,
Through the, so,
come down.
so they're playing out there, and it's just pouring.
Buckets.
So James Hetfield had like this little like rain jacket on, but they're out there, no cover on this stage, right? Middle, because the stage is in the middle of the stadium.
Bill, I don't understand. How did the electric guitars work?
So they're designed somehow through technology that they're not going to get electrocuted. They're not going to short out.
Yeah, the electrocution I understand because the
somehow,
voltage is low, but
I'm
I
not
don't
sure how
understand.
they work the electronics. But like it wasn't a light rain. It was like they're all out there just playing, and they're absolutely soaked.
I went to the AC/DC concert some years back. It's going back probably 8 years now, whatever it was. It was out here. It was this September, and it snowed, wet snow, and it never stopped. The entire concert, it was coming down seriously wet snow. And sometimes it was rain, sometimes it was wet snow. And you had Angus Young out there, right on the stage, still in his shorts and no shirt, and he's just beating the living hell out of this guitar, and it's sounding fantastic. The stage is covered, but guess what? The weather was coming into the stage. They never missed a beat.
No.
The drummer, the guitar, the vocals. How do they do that?
I can almost guarantee you that they've probably next show they'll changed all the pickups. The guitar techs
Yeah,
changed all the pickups and everything out of the guitar, dried them all out. But it was just. Yeah, just seeing them out there and Kirk doing his guitar solos and the water just pouring off his hands. You know, and you can see him shaking his hand off after he's playing because he's all wet. Right?
Like, I don't know how I don't understand.
For those of you that may or may not be wonderful music fans, I still suggest that you go on YouTube, go check out Super Bowl halftime show Prince Purple Rain. Talking about rain.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic. And
I've seen that.
It's probably one of the best
First of all, it's
halftime
Prince.
shows ever.
Of course.
First of all, it's up top. Love it.
First of all, it's Prince, and secondly, that is a crazy day. I like
It's
what
a
Jeremy.
classic. It's a classic.
I like what Jeremy says. He was talking about playing in the rain, and he says how exciting it would be if they actually did get electrocuted at the same time. That would be spectacle.
Yeah, that would be quite the.
Well, we've had a pyro mishap about 25 years ago. Now we've got an electrocution mishap in rock and roll.
Okay, hold on. Kat says, I think I missed a fair bit the last 25 minutes or so.
Where'd you go, Kat?
But dude, why? But why?
Where'd you go?
So, Kat, what'd you miss? Could you recap that for us? That'd be great.
And I saw some video actually of for you Swifties. I think there's a couple Swifties in our audience.
Oh, yeah?
A Taylor Swift show that was
Taylor
just,
Wheeler.
really recent. It might have been last week. Again, huge absolute downpour.
Downpour.
And she's out
Those
playing,
are good, eh?
playing her piano, and she's just soaked, right? And she makes a comment about, "Oh, you guys, doing so good hanging out in this rain." And
I don't know how all this stuff works in the rain. I seriously don't understand it.
Not necessarily rain, but yeah, just watch the Woodstock DVD. Not rain, but mud.
Mud, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Now Woodstock was a little different.
Such a good documentary.
They had to,
So good.
to shut it down. And in the late '60s, they did not have the electronics to handle the rain.
That's
like
right.
they do
That's
now.
right. But
Kat
great
says,
DVD.
she had to take a call. So now, and then she comes back to talk of electrocution. That wasn't a topic. We weren't talking about electrocution tonight.
That song, Woodstock, boy, Joni Mitchell's Woodstock song, the song.
Incredible.
Came
Crosby, Stills, and
upon a
Nash
child
were
of
amazing. Jimmy
walking
Haven. Jimmy Haven, a little known guy. Jimmy Havens at Woodstock was probably my favorite.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He is amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah.
So, if you have...
Wait a minute, did he die in the plane crash?
He...
Did he?
I can't remember now.
No, that's... I don't know. That's
I
a good
can't
question.
remember. Anyway.
That's a good question. Anyways, if you have, I believe it's long. I believe it's 4 hours long.
It's worth seeing it. It's
I
worth
believe
it.
it's 4 hours long. It is worth it. The Woodstock documentary. It's
So Kat says
Fantastic.
I had to take a call, so I came back to talk about electrocution. That's awesome. So Kat, what was the call about, dude?
Not that
mean-
we're prying.
Not that we're prying, but you know,
Not that it's really any of our business. But what was the call about?
inquiring minds need to know.
Yeah.
Right?
Did your power go out, Kat? Is that why you want to know about electrocution?
So it's not elocution, but electrocution. It's far different things, really.
Yeah.
You could allocute the electrocute.
You could allocate the electrocution, that's it.
But anyway, yeah, you got to give those musicians credit that stay out there and continue to play a 2-hour
Play, that's
show in
crazy.
pouring rain.
That's crazy.
Because it's got to be a little chilly after a while too.
Tell you what, when we were out there, my sister-in-law, we went to ACDC. My sister-in-law went, and I went. We were wet and frozen to the absolute fracking bone.
Yeah.
Just to the bone, right down to the bone.
Kat says, my kid nearly wiping out in the River Valley trails, LOL. He had to brag about not dying. Haha, that was her call.
Nice. And how old's the kid, Kat? How old's the kid, Kat? See what I did there?
Was he, now, when he was on the trails, was he biking? Or was he walking?
I would assuming wiping out that means biking. I would.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
It could be-
might not be. Could be those
Scooter?
scooters. That's the word.
Or he could be walking and he's just
Could be walking.
clumsy.
Wiped out.
He could, but walking just tripped over his own feet.
Could be. Could be.
I don't
That
know,
is true.
Kat.
That is
I'm
true.
just babbling.
Did a face plant and started rolling.
That is true.
Look, Ma, no hands.
That's because, again, that's Leslie Ann on the back of the bike while you're avoiding the rain. Woo! In between quenching her thirst.
Tried to get thirst. I know, it's looking down the way.
He was on a bike. There we go.
So Kat says he's 12 and he was on his bike
with his GoPro.
Hey,
So
nice.
he's got video of it.
nice. Obviously, an adventurous kid, Kat. That's kind of neat.
That's good. He can show you the video, Kat.
Yeah.
You can watch.
Okay, so we have a podcast here. We've essentially pretty much wasted 37 minutes. So what are we going to waste the rest of the time on?
Reconnecting.
So, well, here's a good question. So, Kat says, LOL, my oldest wiped out on one of those stupid scooters. No helmet, ambulance, and all to the hospital.
Oh,
LOL.
criminy.
So the scooters are back, I heard.
Yeah, they're back, yeah.
So you can, I've not been on one.
No.
Yeah, me neither, no.
And I don't know if I would try one. Like, I've heard a lot of people, get on them, and I've heard of people, falling and getting hurt on them. And maybe it's just because they're being silly on them, just not paying attention. They just get on them for a joyride, and they're putting as much speed and power down the sidewalk of those things as they can.
Come on, join the joyride.
The issue that I have with the scooters is not so much the fact that they're out there, they're everywhere in the summer, but I just there's no consideration because this is just in my experience. In my experience, I see a lot of those scooters on White Avenue and Jasper Avenue, and guess what happens on a Friday, Saturday night on White Avenue and Jasper
They're all
Avenue?
drunk and they're all driving these things.
And that's the concern that I have.
And they're riding down
That's
the
con-
sidewalk.
And they're riding down the sidewalk.
That's the concern that I have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They're not in the, I call them bike lanes. I don't believe in bike lanes, but anyway, they're riding their scooters not on the bike lane. They're on the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk,
And then
yeah.
they're doing
That's
this. And
it,
they're dodging
that's
in
it.
between people, and
that's
Yeah,
it.
they're probably like me. They're trying to dodge the raindrops.
yeah. Now, having said, Kat says she's not a fan of them, but her oldest has one that he bought, an electric one, because it saves him on gas.
Honestly,
Using
Kat,
them responsibly.
and the thing is, I have a couple of cousins, actually my wife's cousins. They bought a couple of really nice ones, and basically they do a lot of camping. As a matter of fact, he's in the oil field, so often he takes the trailer out and he stays there, and then his wife and kids join him. And they bought these two scooters. I think they can go 80 kilometers an hour or something. So they park their trailer, set it all up, and after that, I mean, they get on the scooters.
Now, is this a two-wheel
Yeah, two-wheel jobbies, yeah.
Scooter, not the stand-on.
No,
scooter,
the
but sit
stand-on.
down.
No,
Oh,
no,
stand-on.
stand-on.
Hang on a
Okay.
second. Those go 80 kilometers an
Oh, yeah,
hour?
it depends what you will get. Yeah, oh yeah.
That's some speed.
So anyway, he gets on. He's got these two things, and they go camping all over the place. And then when they go camping, they can actually go between campsites because
Right.
it's
On the scooters.
and you know what? They'll go have their drinks and everything else, and weave their way back to the campsite, and it's freaking fantastic,
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
right? So I would do
I
that.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Hey man, I tell you what, a friend of
I know
mine
it.
has what is essentially just a wheel,
Oh, I've seen those.
I've
There's
seen
a guy
those.
around the park
Wild.
that owns one. Yeah.
just a wheel
Yeah.
with two pads.
Yeah.
Yep.
That thing can go 85 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I just saw a guy just recently. I think about last week. I saw him I was
Crazy.
in the park.
Put a
and
governor on those damn things.
He was going down one of the walking paths. He's got his helmet and stuff
Yeah.
on, but he was literally
Just
just
flying.
flying.
What?
Just
And then
flying.
what's worse is I've seen him jump up onto the sidewalk and then continue on and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing that, but it's fantastic.
I've seen the suckers. I've seen them go fast. I had no idea they went that fast.
oh yeah,
Well, obviously, Kat's older son, smart. He bought a helmet. She said, but my kid wiped out doing about 60 kilometers on one of those scooters. They could really boogie. Yeah,
Wow.
boogie woogie.
Color me surprised.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh no, they're pretty fast.
Interesting.
yeah. So again, I'm not against them for people to rent them. I just want you want people to be smart on them.
Best
Well,
of
I
luck
don't
to your
understand
kid.
why
Yeah.
they get to go on the sidewalk. That's the part that I don't like. Right now, and on a Saturday night, I've been on White Avenue on a Saturday night, and they're weaving in and out of people. If you hit somebody, because traffic's flying by, Buddy's flying by on his scooter. If you hit some kid and throw him into traffic, I mean, you've got a serious freaking problem on everybody's
And
hands.
if you're on that scooter and you've had a few, and your judgment's a little bit off, right?
That's right. That's right.
Maybe
So-
those bike lanes are good after all.
Maybe.
So
But they won't stick with it. That's the problem.
yeah, they won't.
My kid wiped out doing about 60 kilometers an hour on one of those scooters. They can really boogie. Yeah, Kat, I didn't know. No idea. I knew they were fast because you're watching
like
them
the
go
scooters.
fast. I didn't know they were that fast.
Yeah.
So
James hasn't commented in a while because he said he's not commenting. But I've tried to convince James on a few occasions to hop on and come for a ride with me. But he won't. He won't.
He
get
won't,
on.
eh?
No.
Why?
He,
on your trike?
No, he won't. He won't come for a ride.
Why did
So-
you think you're a maniac or something?
I don't know.
Are you a maniac? Let's just clarify this at this point.
You'd have to ask Tri. She
Has he
rides on the
seen you
bike.
drive? Maybe that's what it
She
is.
rides on the back of the bike, but
That's the one thing I'm sure most motorcyclists will tell you this. If I have somebody on the back of my bike, I instantly become way more respectful of the road. If I have nobody on the bike and it's just me, then it's just me. Then I'm responsible for me, right? And if something happens, well, then I pay the price for my own bullshit, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But the moment somebody else is on the bike, I change my whole driving stance, right? So
It used to be like that for me in a car with kids.
yeah, oh yeah,
Young
of
kids.
course, of course.
You just get used to it after a
of
while.
course, yeah.
So, but yes, to your point, yes. Very interesting. So, how many rides have you guys had yet this year? Because it's been
I've
raining
had
like
3.
hell.
I've had 3. One 15 minutes,
Yeah.
one 25 minutes, and one maybe 2.5 hours.
yeah. I've
And
been
you?
out maybe half a dozen times.
Jeez, wow.
So far this year, and that's a few times going
Around
into
here, yeah.
town, a couple rural areas, but just riding into town and that kind of stuff. And
It's so fantastic, eh? Like I don't know, like if you're not a rider, Paul, maybe sometime you will be, but it's really quite amazing. Get on my motorcycle, and I go for a ride. I got the helmet. I don't do music and all that type of stuff. The whole reason I ride is I like that Zen time. I like the thought. I like to be sort of in that moment. And even this time, like I hadn't ridden in a while, and I basically took every back road I could find. So I'll be going down a highway, and it's like, oh look, that's paved. Go, oh look, that's paved. And then I literally had to pull out my phone and figure out where the hell I was and get a direction. That's how lost I was. But it was so neat because your body and your brain starts to slowly integrate within itself. You know, there's no looking at your phone. There's no emails. There's no this. There's no that. And there's something really zen about it. And I can't explain it. I don't have words for it.
I was just thinking about something, guys. We do have a topic. We do have a topic, but we're completely onto something totally different. And I thought about this, Cliff. So about something that I would be interested in talking about. In the summertime, we're talking about bikes. We're talking about drives.
Yeah.
In the summertime, what is your go-to privilege? What is your go-to privilege? What is it when the snow melts? And the sun comes out and the days start to get longer and warmer. What is the thing that you look forward to the most? Is it biking?
Yeah, it depends. It depends, sort of, Bill, Paul, because biking is relatively new to me, right? I mean, this is only my fifth season, fifth or sixth season, I can't remember. So it's relatively new to me. So in the past, I'm a photographer, and because I don't have a studio, when I wasn't doing work as a photographer, I didn't do much winter photography. So come spring, my photography sort of side started to really exert itself.
Yeah, sure.
And then I would be kind of mad, like photography mad. And in years gone by, because I did a lot of weddings and stuff like that, I didn't get to do much for myself. So come spring, oh man, I would put the camera on and go walking. And I'd meet models, like not models, but I'd meet people who'd model for me on White Avenue or Jasper Avenue.
Is that right, eh?
Oh yeah. Wow. At one time I had a website called Urban Imprint where I was photographing basically anybody who, well, kind of made an imprint on me. And I had hundreds upon hundreds of pictures of people posing for me on Jasper Avenue and whatnot. And I crashed the website. Idiot me did that. But if you talk to anybody who knew me back then, I had hundreds of pictures. Even Jeremy asked Jeremy, hundreds of pictures of strangers. And man, I tell you, people posing.
That's
so
really
that
neat.
to me,
That's really
that
neat.
to me in the summertime was something that I really look forward to. Because come spring, all of the people would spill out onto the streets.
Yeah,
And then I'm a street photographer, not a street photographer, but a street portrait photographer.
Yeah.
And I'd have people posing for me at all the festivals, like all the jazz festivals.
Yeah.
I used to take my camera to all the festivals, and Pride Festival, all the
Yeah.
colors. I used to do a lot of that. So that used to be my go-to. I don't know yet if motorcycling is necessary. That thing.
The thing for when the
Yeah.
snow melts, you're
Yeah.
just
What about you, Bill?
jazzed to go. What about you, Bill?
I was looking forward to this spring. I was looking forward to getting out
To riding, yeah.
because I'm a fairly new rider.
Yeah.
So, but I was excited for the snow to go so I could actually get
on the bike.
bike out there and actually start,
Yeah.
riding. Like I said, there's been times like, Chai has to, because we're doing this big expansion, she's in just about at the office now every day. So there's time, and I have to be home because I have work meetings, but there have been times I need to go in now. So I've got the bike. So
Yeah.
I can ride into town on the bike, which is nice. So I was looking forward to actually, getting out on the bike more.
On the bike, yeah.
And the other thing, which is to a lot of people, maybe for me, is golf. Because now that I've been able to get back into golf, which was last year, being able to start playing again
Yeah.
with getting my shoulder issue taken care of and fixed,
Yeah.
I could actually swing the golf club. So surprisingly, because we talked about this stupid rain,
About the rain.
I've been wanting to get out to the driving range every weekend. Every weekend's been windy.
I've hit
or
it
rain.
once so far.
I haven't even been to the driving range
Yeah,
yet.
I've hit it once.
So I'm gonna have to wait till I get back from Vegas.
From
But I
Vegas.
also have a couple golf tournaments coming up in the summer, so I got to get out and start swinging the club.
Have you gone golfing yet?
I have my
You hit
clubs
the range?
ready.
No.
and- yeah, so I got to
Yeah.
get out there and. and
What
do that.
about you guys? When the snow melts, what do you guys look forward to for the the warmer months and stuff like that? For me, it's out. So kids, baseball, park, camping. Camping's a big one. Camping, I love camping. Cannot wait for camping. I haven't gone yet, but can't wait for camping.
Yeah.
Outdoor concerts, baby.
Concerts, yeah.
Outdoor concerts. Concerts are great. Outdoor concerts are better.
I bet. One of the other things, Paulie, and it sounds so, I don't know, uninteresting or whatever, but for me it's fantastic, is I'm a walker.
Very cool.
I like to walk.
Very cool.
So I'm a guy that can put a backpack on with almost nothing in it, a couple of bottles of water, and I could literally walk for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I have that.
With no destination whatsoever.
No destination.
Very cool.
Right? And there's something about that I love. And believe it or not, my cell phone goes in the backpack that I can't reach it.
Wow.
And I love it because for some odd reason, and I'll just go and the breeze, the fresh air, the this, the that, the thought, I get to ruminate on I don't know, friends come, friends gone, people who've been in my life, people who are not going to be in my life tomorrow, whatever. All of these things that my mind can sort of just let loose, where my mind just wanders.
Yeah.
And everything from gratitude to fear to anxiousness of the future to appreciation for the past, all of these things seem to be top of mind when I walk. And to me, that's a really and come spring, I almost always get the urge
To walk. Yeah.
So do you have a routine? Do you have a regimen? Do you have a schedule? You just go when you go.
Yeah.
You're like I think I love it. I love it.
And it's fantastic. I've walked to Edmonton from Leduc one time.
Wow.
Right?
That's a good walk.
Holy cow, good for you.
One time, I tell you
for
what,
you.
this is going back some years. We were living on the West End, and Leslie Ann was still in Saskatchewan in Moose Jaw. And so anyway, she came to visit me for a weekend. I didn't have a car yet. Oh no, I did maybe. Anyway, she was driving this big boat of a vehicle, and she was a little bit afraid to drive through Edmonton. So we were living on the West End, so I said, well, I'll drive you to the outskirts of town, And what I was going to do is walk back just to Victoria, like take her to the, where it says, welcome to Edmonton.
Yep.
Take her to there. Now she's on the highway. Then I'll just walk back to Victoria trail, take the bus, right? So I was all set for that. I went there, I dropped her off. She took the car. We said our tearful goodbyes because we were just young.
Yep.
We said our tearful goodbyes, and I started walking, thinking, "Oh, I'll go to the Victoria and grab a bus." Never did. Just kept walking.
Kept on walking.
I kept on walking, and I actually stopped at this little green space just off Yellowhead Trail, and had a little afternoon nap. Like we're talking, half an hour because obviously I didn't sleep very much. Half an hour, 45-minute nap. Got up, continued walking.
You're Brown Forrest Gump.
Yep.
I'm Forrest Gump.
You are Brown Forrest Gump.
Right. And I stopped, grabbed the coffee, kept on walking. And I walked all the way to my door. And here's the funny thing. This is pre-cell phone. Walked in the door, phone rang. "Hi, love. Just walked in the door at home in Moose Jaw."
That's so cool.
8 hours.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
8
That
hours.
is so cool. Kat says we do tons of fishing. The range is always a hit as well. Backyard
yeah.
fire pits. Oh, that backyard fire pits. That's a good one too, Kat.
Yeah, I have a
much like
backyard
the
fire pit.
simple things.
Yeah.
The simple things. Kat says I can't do the camping anymore. I did my time, quote unquote, enjoying it, but it's not something I pretend to love anymore. Not with grumpy kids and dogs. I look forward to kids going camping with grandparents. That's what happens with my kids during the summer because I'm working.
Yeah, the fire pits are nice. I have one in my backyard.
That's a good one.
So it's nice to light up on the weekends for sure, and do that. When you were talking about walking for a second, I thought you were going to say you walk from Edmonton to Moose Jaw. That's a heck of a walk.
That's a walk.
That's a walk.
That's a walk. That's a walk.
No, all the way back to the West End. So wherever that it used to be, and it used to have a sign that said, "Welcome to Edmonton, City of Champions."
Yeah.
So I actually got a picture of Leslie and I there. And then I started walking. I walked all the way to 165th Street and 87th Avenue where we were living.
God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It wasn't a rainy day.
Oh my
No.
God.
It was a bloody beautiful day. I did get a burn though, because I wasn't planning on walking. Didn't have any gear.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
One thing that you may or may not have noticed, beer tastes a lot better on long sunny days.
Yeah, isn't that right? Isn't that something, right?
Just saying.
Yeah.
It really does. So
I mean, nice
that's
hot
something
apple.
that I really enjoy, sitting down and just having a
Having a
bevy
beer.
outside. Yeah.
Well, it depends on the
Totally.
company,
Love it.
right?
Love it.
Yeah. Depends on the company. And whether it's a cold beer or something else.
Or something else.
Depends on the company. Because I mean, you could have some people. You can have some people that just make your day, and you could sit down with them. And I've had that feeling where you have a sip of beer and you're just looking at somebody and you think to yourself, "Gee, I'm just so happy that this person is alive."
Make my day.
Right? They make my day just by being with them. They make my day. Right?
You could think about a lot of those people as you walk.
Yeah, exactly. And I do, and so I think about people like that, and I think to myself, those are the times that you long for. Is that where you can sit down and have a beer with somebody or have a conversation with somebody and think to yourself, I'm just reveling in this person's life because they're so amazing, right? And then I love that feeling. So that lent like fireplaces and beers and patio beers, same thing, on White Avenue. I love that. That's something about summer that I think those who live in a year-round summer, I think they
I
miss.
guess we'll have to go to White Ave for
Have to
patio.
I was
White
just gonna
Ave
say, you guys, that's like a really good one too. White Ave walk,
White Ave
White Ave
patios.
walk, White Ave
Yeah.
patios, White Ave walk. I don't do that in the winter. Sadly, I should. I keep on threatening my kids. Let's go for a walk in
In
December.
the past,
but
I used to do
summer,
that all the time. I've had some friends over the years, a few of them that are early morning people, and my friend Larissa always comes to mind. I haven't seen her in a long time, but we were as thick as thieves friends. She was very young. She was only 17 years old at the time. But she'd get up at 6 and she'd meet me on White Avenue and any patios that were open for breakfast.
Oh, love it.
And her and I would sit and jibber jabber for God knows how long, and then she'd go to her lacrosse practice and all that type of stuff. Or her mom would come and pick her up for lacrosse practice. But we used to go, and I tell you, like 6:30 in the morning, you're sitting there having breakfast and talking. And I think that's such a cool thing,
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I guess we need to go for patio beers.
I think we do.
One weekend.
I think we do.
Yeah. What's the restaurant? Oh, now the name slipped my mind on White Ave.
Barrio Julio's.
Yeah, Julio's.
Julio Barrio.
Because
been there.
I love the. Now I can't remember the name of the drink. The big frosty drink with the Corona.
The
in it.
mojitos? Oh, no. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
now.
it comes in.
Any alcoholics?
With the Corona beer. And you know what? I've never tried one of those. I don't know what they're called.
They're really
Any
good.
alcoholics on the page want to tell us what that drink is? It's a drink that has a Corona beer.
In the it goes
attached to it.
into right in. It's frosty, but it's really tasty.
Haven't tried one. Looking forward to it.
It's rather tasty.
Nice on a warmer day. So we'll have to plan that. We'll have to to plan.
I'm down.
What we need to do is find out if we can get an internet connection from one of these people for an hour, and we'll do a Podlie podcast from. I don't know about a patio; it might be too loud.
The patio
but
would be tough. Yeah,
it'd be tough. But if a person can do it, it'd be kind of neat if you ask me.
Yeah,
Kat
for
says
sure.
we love walking, but we do things with walks. We bring
on.
cameras, we hide painted rocks, we geocache, whatever. My kids they've been wanting to go for years. I still haven't gone. Way to go. That reminds me. Thank you for that. Whatever, or just walking and enjoying the surroundings.
You know what, Kat? You and me both. I love that. I'm a big walker type person, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I like it, but I do.
I'm going to throw in a shameless plug here because we're getting late in the show as we talked about outdoor activities. Of course, we have the
Speaking of-
Rainwood Music Festival coming up Friday, July 12th, Saturday, July 13th.
Is that this year?
So you got to get your tickets. Come
on, okay, Bill.
Stephen Page Trio Saturday night.
I was just gonna
World
say, tell
Foundry
us.
Friday night, along with Carter and the Capitals on Friday night.
Yep.
So going to be a great night for dancing. We have a cover band, Damn Near Famous, on Friday night as well, doing all your 80s and 90s covers before Carter and the Capitals and the Royal Foundry. And then, of course, Saturday night, we've got, as I said, Stephen Page, formerly Bare Naked Ladies, with the trio. Ken Stead opening for Stephen. We have Nevaeh Dyson out of BC.
Out of BC,
playing.
yeah. She's young. She's a
awesome.
young thing,
She's
eh?
a young girl, but she's an awesome performer. We've got the Western Thistles. We've got Dana Wiley.
I love that
Dana
name.
Wiley.
Dana Wiley.
Yeah.
Hold the freaking presses.
so-
if you don't know who Dana Wiley is, please Google her.
Crazy talented.
She's lovely. She's talented. I'm telling you something. I don't know. I can't say enough about her. She's an amazing artist. If you don't know who she is, please Google her. Dana Wiley, just the way it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want an introduction song, listen to Hallelujah Leonard Cohen.
Yeah,
It's called
it's a great
Hallelujah
song.
Leonard Cohen. Okay.
Yeah.
Just the very start of the song is. Just go listen to it. Just go listen to it.
I may or may not have said something about my complete joy and nirvana of outdoor concerts in the summer. So, Ravenwood.
Yeah, and tickets, as I said, are on sale. Buy a weekend pass if you want to come out all weekend, or you can buy just a Friday night or Saturday ticket as well. I can tell you that the Saturday tickets have started to move quite well. So make sure you jump on ravenwoodexperience.com.
And the bottom line is, your 3 favorite Podlies will be there.
Yes.
I know we're the only Podlies.
I'm sorry, who's that?
I know we're the only Podlies, but the 3 favorite Podlies will
As
be
far
there.
as we know, nobody else has taken the Podlies.
That's right. I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't, and that's worldwide. William's got to go. So
William, thanks for showing
have a
up, buddy.
great,
Best to your fam, William.
Saturday! Nicole, thank you for that.
Thanks, Nicole. Paul,
We like
missed those,
Saturdays.
didn't you?
Saturday!
I'm here. I'm here.
Listen, if anybody doesn't know, we rather like Saturdays.
Yeah, it's a good day. Laura,
Night,
you
Laura.
as well. Have a good night.
All right, well, I'll just do the spiel real quick and tell you guys thank you for showing up. Each and every one of you that show up, we really appreciate it. I speak for the 3 of us when I tell you this podcast would not be a podcast without you guys. We appreciate your energy. We appreciate your kindness. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your engagement. We appreciate your fun, and we appreciate your humor, etc., etc., etc. And we appreciate you. So thank you for coming. We really appreciate that. And share the podcast. And hey, listen, maybe we grow this thing this year. We don't know. Maybe we change times. We don't know. But those of you who stick with us, thank you.
And if you missed tonight, you can go back to YouTube or to Facebook and watch it there again. And tune into soundsugarradio.com Friday nights at 10 p.m. for just the audio portion of it. You can do that as well. Nicole, thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. I so miss you all. Thank you, and see you all next week. All right, Nicole. Yeah, so you can tune in at any point on those thing with YouTube and Facebook. Of course, you can see comments as well, which of course audio, we try and read as many, but we can't always get to all the comments because sometimes there's so many.
So many, yeah.
So we don't get to every single comment.
Yeah, so if you're watching it later, or if you have friends that you're tuning in, that you're asking to tune in later, if they go to YouTube or Facebook, watch it, and you can actually watch it with the live comments. And that way it's at least, it makes sense.
You know, it's so funny because it's so funny. I don't know how many conversations you have every day like this. Paul, what are you doing tonight? Paul, you know what? On a Monday night, when you get that question, say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be listening to the Podlie podcast. Invite people. That would be fantastic. We would really appreciate that, you guys. We do want to grow this thing, okay?
What he said.
All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good one.
And most importantly, Stay happy.